Understanding the odds in craps is fundamental if you want to win more at the game. Today we cover the possible dice combinations that can be rolled, which is really what craps is based on, the true odds. Okay, let's get into it. Let's take a minute and talk about the dice first. Craps is played with two dice. They aren't your typical board game dice. They are large 19mm or almost 3/4 of an inch precision cut cubes. They are perfectly weighted and calibrated to ensure that every throw of the dice has a random outcome. They are also transparent so that weights can't be hidden in them to affect how they roll. These dots are called pips, with each side having from 1 to 6 pips. You'll notice when you add two opposite sides of each dice, the total will be 7. 1, 6, 4, 3, 5, 2. I'm not sure how that's actually helpful. Good trivia, I guess? The two dice thrown together have a total of 36 possible outcomes or combinations. 2 is commonly called snake eyes. There is only one way to roll a 2. There is also only one way to roll a 12, or you might hear it called boxcars. There are 2 ways to roll a 3. Wait a second. Isn't 1, 2 and 2, 1 the same? Actually, no. Let's look at the dice. It could come up with a 1 and a 2, or a 2 and a 1. It is in fact 2 different combinations or possible ways to roll a total of 3. Now 7 has the most possible combinations, and that's why the game is based on or revolves around the number 7. It's the easiest number to roll. There are 6 different ways to roll a 7. There are 5 ways to roll the 6 and the 8, 4 ways to roll a 5 or the 9, 3 ways to roll a 4 or the 10, 2 ways to roll a 3 or an 11, and we already mentioned the 2 and the 12 with only one way to roll those. By knowing how many ways to roll a number, you can calculate the odds of rolling any number before the 7 is rolled. If there are 6 ways to roll a 7 and 1 way to roll a 2 or 12, the odds are 6 to 1. 6 ways to roll a 7 and 2 ways to roll a 3 or an 11, the odds are 6 to 2, or you can reduce that to 3 to 1. 6 ways to roll a 7 and 3 ways to roll a 4 or 10, the odds are 6 to 3, or 2 to 1. The 5 and 9 both have 4 ways to roll those numbers, so the odds are 6 to 4, or reduced 3 to 2. And last, the 6 and the 8 both have 5 ways to roll, so the odds are 6 to 5. You'll want to memorize the amount of ways you can roll a certain number. This will help you to determine how good your chances are of rolling a certain number and what the probability of winning a bet versus losing a bet is. Let's see what this looks like in the game. The come out roll. Remember, the 7 and 11 are winners, 2, 3, and 12 are losers. Any other number establishes a point. So, 6 ways to roll a 7, 2 ways to roll an 11, for a total of 8 ways to win. Added together, there are 4 ways to lose with the craps numbers 2, 3, and 12. So on the come out roll, your chance of winning is 8 to 4. Or, it's twice as likely you will win than lose. You have a big advantage on the come out roll. Let's say you don't win or lose, but instead roll a point number. Let's go with the point number of 6. Now, a 6 will win and a 7 will lose. 6 ways to roll a 7 versus 5 ways to roll a 6. So the odds are 6 to 5. You are now at a slight disadvantage to win your bet. There is still a pretty good chance to win, and this is why the 6 and 8 are the most common numbers people bet on. Let's say the point is instead a 10. 6 ways to roll a 7 versus only 3 ways to roll a 10. So the odds are 6 to 3, or reduced 2 to 1. You are now at a large disadvantage. The 4 and 10, because there are only 3 ways to roll them, it is twice as likely that you will roll a 7 and lose your bet. What we have covered today are known as the true odds. Now, this is key. The casino doesn't pay you based on the true odds of rolling the number. They pay less than true odds, and this difference is called the house advantage or house edge. I'll cover this more in depth in my next video. But for now, just know, some bets you get paid closer to the true odds, or this bet you would say has a low house edge. Some bets pay very poorly versus the true odds and has a large house edge. How the casino pays each bet is really important, and you will want to learn them. One more thing to keep in mind, probability is a theory, not reality. Mathematically speaking, yes, 6 times out of 36 rolls, or once in every 6 rolls, a 7 is going to show up on the dice throw. If you rolled 1,000,000 times, this would be very close to the truth. But gambling is about the short term. You might roll 10, 20, 30, or even more times without seeing a 7. This is what is known as beating the odds, and when you can win big money and begin to color up with craps. I hope this helps you understand the odds or the chance to roll a winning number. In the next video, we will cover the house edge. This will help you to determine which bets are the best to make. Thanks for watching. If I can help clear anything up for you, leave a comment down below. And as always, good luck on coloring up.